April 18th, 1:20 p.m. Write Anything Agency.
Having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least.
I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon?
Yeah, it's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackwell's playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go out for a run. See you in a bit.
Wait, what about the investigation?
Back! Whoa, Trucy, welcome back. Oh, you're in your stage outfit? Back from work? Yep, I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the demon out of nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope style defense trick.
I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. I know the killer must have used the air duct in their escape.
And whoever did that was the Tenma Taro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw.
Right. Maybe there's some evidence in the air duct.
The real fight starts right now. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear. 3, 2, 1, ta-da!
Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. I wonder where all that stuff goes.
Okay, let's get over to the scene of the crime. Vámonos, Apollo, vámonos!
April 18th, QB Manor, Fox Chamber.
Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct?
Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so...
Wonder if he's been like this ever since the trial.
Well, his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. It'll probably take a while for him to recover.
I sort of feel bad for him, but we have work to do. Let's go get the evidence we need.
The air duct is the key. We know the Tenma Taro impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the alderman, the killer left the Fox Chamber through the hallway door. Then after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway. Finally, the killer dropped the key into the Fox Chamber through the air vent here. Then went back through the duct and fled the manor. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created.
If the killer passed through the air duct, maybe we'll find some evidence there.
Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up.
Don't worry, I brought a stepladder. Happy hunting.
How nice of her to volunteer me for the job. Whoa, it's pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. There's a thick layer of dust in here. I don't get it.
Find anything? Yikes, Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust.
Yeah, dust. Lots of dust.
So what did you find?
You know how dust collects on something when nobody uses it for a long time?
Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office.
Right. You think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail?
I seriously doubt it. Wait, you're not suggesting no one's gone through the duct lately?
Kinda looks that way.
And if it's true, Mayor Tenma's gonna be fingered as the
killer.
What?
If we don't turn things around quickly, in justice we trust. Ah! Sorry, Mr. Justice, but it seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed. Arrgh!
Detective Fulbright sure seems chipper all of a sudden.
Ugh, and I'm back to my old devastated self. Aw, come on, where's that never-say-die spirit? Bring it on, Mr. Lawyer Man. Bring it on.
Let me suffer in peace.
Justice prevails once more.
It's not over yet, and besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do.
Ah! Are you calling me a bad guy? Me, Bobby Fulbright, champion of justice?
And how about some information on the investigation? We need some help here.
Information about the investigation? Alright, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again.
We did it, Apollo! Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? I can't believe Prosecutor Blackwell will stoop that low. I mean, pinning the blame on a yokai? He really wants a conviction at all costs. She could give a yokai a run for its money when she's mad.
Yes, well, I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak.
I doubt that'll teach him anything.
Yeah, he'll probably just write "daughter" 1,000 times. That whole yokai business is most likely a ploy to win a conviction. Truth is, Prosecutor Blackwell believes Jixie Tenma planted that yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect her father, the real killer.
Yeah, right. I'd like to see him prove it.
Whoa, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. It was at the base of the cliff just outside QB Manor.
Wait, that isn't the staff Tenma Taro was supposedly carrying, is it?
The one and only.
Miss Tenma
No doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done.
No way! Well, what about Prince?
Nope, no Prince. But if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anywhere.
Well, Prince or no Prince, it's not gonna work in our favor. Sounds like the staff might have belonged to the mansion. But if that's the case, then where in the mansion did Tenma Taro get it from? Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out that the victim was the amazing Ninetales?
He did indeed. He's a sharp one, all right. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger in the victim's past. The amazing Ninetales sparked the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Damien Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered that great hero. The amazing Ninetales fans are so angry they even try to storm the detention center.
I don't blame them. I mean, their favorite masked wrestler hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened. Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the amazing Ninetales? A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He never unmasks himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. She spoke with a passion that only a fan could appreciate. We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison. What? No! Did you forget that Mayor Tenma is not only Jinxie's father, but our client? Oh yeah.
You be careful now. You're defending the most hated mayor in history. I just hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of a figure 4 leg lock.
Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. Are there any other new developments we should know?
Now that you mention it, our suspect is suffering partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something.
He did? What did he say?
He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I am under no obligation to speak with you mortals," and other things of that nature.
I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered.
Too bad you can't go ask him now because Prosecutor Blackwell's busy questioning him. I know. Why don't you wait down at the playground with the rest of the kids?
What now, Apollo? How about regrouping back at the agency? Good idea. We might get some words of wisdom out of Mr. Wright while we're there.
Yep, that's kind of the gist of it.
April 18th, Write Anything Agency. Maybe I'll go read over some past cases. And I'll go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you guys? You seem bummed out. How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff and the only way is down. In other words, business as usual, right? Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time it's like we're bound and gagged too. Don't forget blindfolded with our ears plugged up. Ooh, and monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough.
Hey, Apollo. Oh, and Athena's here too.
Mr. Wright.
How goes the investigation, Apollo? Athena.
I think it's safe to say that things have gotten hairier than before.
Really? What happened? I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court, to say the least.
I know! I've never had to defend a yokai before.
The business about the locked room was another major hurdle.
Yeah, and on top of that, Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice.
But at least you figured out how someone could have escaped that locked room.
Yeah, well, we just found out that our reasoning might be a tad flawed.
Oh, really? Well, that's bad news.
How are we gonna get out of this one?
The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
Force a smile?
Yeah, my mentor, Mia, taught me that back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return to the basics whenever I got stuck.
Return to the basics?
That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon.
The basics. Always believe in your client, huh? So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena?
I met her during a trip to Europe.
Huh? You were in Europe?
Why haven't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems over there.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law.
I did, but an old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Oh, I guess you were never very far from the courtroom then.
It was like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all.
I knew she was lawyer material from the moment I met her, and I have high hopes for her ability to analyze people's emotions.
It's nothing special.
Maybe I've underestimated that analytical psychology of hers.
It's just, I thought that if my special ability could help defend innocent people, then I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. That's when I really started hitting the books hard.
I'm still amazed she actually became a lawyer. And at the tender age of 18, no less. Wow, that's almost superhuman. Or personal, like she's trying to help somebody she knows.
Alright, I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. It's like you said, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
And don't forget to return to the basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in my client. Right.
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
I'm gonna go visit our client again.
I think that's a good idea. Alright, time to see what's new down at the detention center. April 18th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
Mayor Tenma, we want to talk to you about something.
Kapsa! So, my minions have returned.
Apollo! He still thinks he's a yokai! I wonder if we'll ever be able to talk to Mayor Tenma again.
Silence, peddler of the legal trade! Free me from these imprisoning walls with great haste!
Wow, he's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should even be helping him with win his freedom.
Still, we can't let Mayor Tenma stay possessed, you know what I mean?
If you can clear me of these charges, I shall help in whatever manner I may. Now ask of me what you will.
I suppose it's worth a shot. Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing?
Indeed, the remnants of Tenma Taro, king of the underworld, they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand! Ka-ka-ka-ka!
The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie.
What's this?
I must breach these walls and go defend my little Jinxie at once.
Huh? Mayor Tenma's that you?
Well now, Damien appears to still reside within this body, but I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine.
Be silent now, Damien!
I guess a little thing like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman QB, did you?
I have killed no one. The remnants of my presence have been misconstrued. The murderer is not I. For if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have consumed him, leaving naught but ash.
Yikes! So, you're saying there must have been somebody else there? Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he'd been clubbed with the statue. I'd better ask about this too. Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me.
Indeed, I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago. Behold, the key to the forbidden chamber.
Whoa, is regurgitation one of your demonic powers too?
Bah, I do not waste my powers on such parlor tricks. Take the key from the killer to Damien, whereupon he swallowed it.
He sought to bar the killer entry to the forbidden chamber. So he wanted to keep it shut tight?
But no fingerprints shall you find upon that key.
How do you know that? Wait, is that another one of your demonic powers then?
Foolish mortal, you would have me Tenma Taro act as some asinine alchemist? I'd but ask the jailer and my will was done. What eagerly I must add, ka-ka-ka-ka-ka.
Always an honor to serve, your malevolence. Guess I'm not the only one he scares the living daylights out of.
Can we ask how you use this key? We couldn't find a keyhole anywhere in or around the door.
Curse that infernal door. But if had I known its matter of opening long ago, would I have made my return.
He has a point there.
Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works. Forbidden chamber key added to the court record. Let's present him this.
What, might I ask, is that?
This statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tenma over the head with it. It had been wrapped in a large cloth before the alderman's murder.
Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes, something wrapped in just such a cloth does he recall. A secret gift from Alderman QB, it would seem. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it.
Maybe the cloth fell off or was removed after the mayor was struck.
Of that Damien does not know.
A secret gift? Interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it. I should question him about the blackmail letter, too. Let's see what he says when I show it to him.
Why this? This is that accursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien.
Apparently somebody slipped it into the alderman's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tenma's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Ka-ka-ka-ka! You have questions, do you? Very well. Ask away, mortal.
Who placed this in the alderman's pocket?
Very few were they who knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase.
So whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in its theft and placement in the alderman's pocket.
Ah! Could it have been his doing?
Mr. Taro, did you just remember something? Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter.
Damien's aide, Florent L'Belle. Full knowledge of that briefcase contents did that aide possess.
Then he may be the blackmailer and the murderer we're looking for.
That is preposterous.
He's a most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien. It seems like Mayor Tenma is a bit too trusting of those around him. Still, this is huge. Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter in the alderman's pocket. Look out, Florent L'Belle. Here comes justice. Let's go find Mr. L'Belle and rake him over the coals. Thanks for the help. You just given us a major lead. Blackmail letter updated in the court record. There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. L'Belle is the killer, what could have motivated him to open the forbidden chamber? We should probably search it for clues. Only one problem. How do you open a locked door that doesn't have a keyhole? Let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help. Fine by us. Next stop, Yokai Lane. April 18th, Ninetails Vale, Yokai Lane. Hey, isn't that... You dare imprison me? Jinxie! She's acting really strange.
That loathsome, no-good, nine-tailed fox. He shall know the terror that is mine and despair. You shall pay. Oh, you shall pay dearly. All of you.
Jinxie, are you alright?
Oh, is that you, Mr. Demon Lawyer?
Morning, Jinxie.
Morning? Isn't it already past noon? And what am I doing here? Last I remember, I lay down to take a nap back at the manor. Oh no, it must have been the Makura Geishi.
Makura Geishi?
Ever wake after a restless night's sleep to find your pillow in an unusual place? Or that you've been sleeping on the floor or in the hallway? Well, it's that yokai's fault. The Makura Geishi preys on people while they're asleep.
It sounds like you just need to be tucked in really tight or maybe a snug sleeping bag.
Jinxie, how come you don't have any charms on your forehead? I don't? Oh, they must have fallen off. Without them, evil things can creep into me.
I'd say we have a more than adequate demonstration of that just now.
I'd better reapply them.
Jinxie, there's something we wanted to ask you.
Ah, there was something I wanted to tell you too. I remembered something else.
You did? What was it? Jinxie, can you tell us what you remembered?
Well, after the trial, I remembered lots of stuff. But there was one thing I thought was really weird.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but here goes. Really? What?
It's about the yokai feathers and tracks. They weren't there when I first opened the door.
Wait, what? Are you sure?
Uh-huh. My memory's crystal clear now.
So you're saying they were left at the crime scene after you found it?
This could spell major trouble, Apollo.
Why?
Because Jinxie's already accused of leaving the feathers and tracks at the scene. If they weren't there when she discovered the crime scene, it will totally fuel the claim that she fabricated the evidence later on. Ah! Jinxie's fuzzy memory of the whole incident is really working against us. The prosecution will probably say she doesn't remember planting the evidence. Good luck rebutting that.
Oh man, this is not good. I sure hope she didn't plant the evidence while she was sleepwalking. Or something. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to know how to open the Forbidden Chamber, would you? That door doesn't even have a keyhole.
Well, it's supposed to have a secret mechanism. They say you have to figure it out before the keyhole will appear.
A secret mechanism? Really?
Uh-huh. It's hidden in the Fox Chamber. But only Alderman QB knew what it was and how it worked.
The Alderman of Ninetails Vale sure loved his secrets.
Apollo, let's go see if we can find that secret mechanism.
Whoa, slow down. There's something else I need to ask about. Jinxie, is there only one key to the Forbidden Chamber?
Uh-huh. Even the Manor's master key won't open it. That's because it's a very special room that must never be opened.
Guess that means nobody entered the Forbidden Chamber after the murder. After all, we know Mayor Tenma took the key from the killer and swallowed it, so...
So the mayor's efforts to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber were not in vain.
Forbidden Chamber key updated in the court record. Now we gotta present her the statue.
Alderman QB made that statue. It's a token of goodwill. I think it was meant to be for Ninetails Vale and Tenma Town.
A token of goodwill? But the two yokai are fighting.
Fighting? Oh, I see what you mean. The cup portion is missing. This statue originally depicted the two yokai holding up a cup in celebration. But it sure doesn't look that way now, does it?
Maybe it broke when it was used to hit Mayor Tenma on the head.
That would explain it. I guess the only two people who knew what it really looked like were the Alderman and I. Now it's just me, but its symbol of goodwill will be forever etched in my mind.
Fox and Demon statue updated in the court record.
So, is there anything else we should know about Jinxie?
No, that's about it.
Ah, my bracelet, it's reacting!
Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to be...
In justice we trust! Yikes! What's with you, Fulbright?
Detective Fulbright, what are you doing here?
I have business with this young lady, if you must know. Prosecutor Blackwell has asked me to question her.
Question me? Sorry, not interested. Are you here to ask about that whole yokai affair?
That's right. Specifically, we want to ask. But I can't tell you that now, can I?
Oh, come on, please, we're partners in justice, right?
No. Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me my questions were of the utmost justice. I will not fall for your lies. In justice we trust.
The Twisted Samurai sure has him on a short leash. So you're not a ghost? Maybe some sort of urban troll then?
Now, come along, Miss Tenma, to the station with you.
He took her away. Missed my chance to see what she was lying about. Well, at least we found out there is a secret mechanism for opening the chamber. Let's go check it out.
I just hope they let us in now. April 18th, QB Manor, Garden.
Oh, what an absolutely fabulous scent. I'm so glad I had these carnations imported from England. Nothing but the finest will do. Perhaps I should place one aside for our dearly departed alderman. Hey, it's Mr. L'Belle. Apollo, let's ask him about you-know-what. Oh yeah, before we search the Fox Chamber, we should ask about the blackmail letter. Why, if it isn't the mayor's little lawyers, what do you want with me? Oh, there's something we want to ask. Where's that ringing coming from? You'll have to excuse me. Hello? L'Belle here. What the? Those things on his shoulders are cell phones? Yes, about that. You must forgive me. This whole matter with Mayor Tenma has been a complete nightmare. Where do you buy clothes like that? Surprised? This is my own special design. It's the ultimate in functional beauty. Functional beauty? Are you sure about that? Looks a bit unwieldy to me. Ah! You simply don't have an eye for beauty. If having an eye for beauty means looking like this guy, I'd rather be blind. So, what do you want with me? Both Jinxie and Mr. Phil said they saw Tenma Taro. But what about you, Mr. L'Belle? If you were in the foyer, why didn't you... Ah! Very well, I admit it. That's right, I, Florent L'Belle, saw the demon Tenma Taro. So he did see something. Then why did you lie about not seeing it? I was simply trying to protect dear little Jinxie. Protect Jinxie? What do you mean? Why, don't tell me you haven't heard of that strange little habit of hers. Which one are we talking about? The one where she wanders around making mischief without knowing what she's doing. Rumor has it she's possessed by Tenma Taro. That one's new to me. Well, there you have it. Anytime you hear about a Tenma Taro sighting, little Jinxie should be your prime suspect. Tell us more about that rumor. So, what was that rumor about Jinxie? They say she's possessed. Not all the time, of course. It hits suddenly, then she starts wandering around doing strange things. Is that so? Although, come to think of it, that loathsome, no-good, nine-tailed fox, he shall know the terror that is mine in despair. That certainly would explain how she was acting earlier. Once she even put on a Tenma Taro costume and wandered around the woods at night. She did?
Beware you who steal me away.
Ugh, I wish I'd never asked. Does she remember anything while she's possessed?
Unfortunately, no. She doesn't seem to remember a thing during these episodes.
Memory loss during possession.
Come to think of it, her memory of the murder scene was quite fuzzy. I suppose that, too, was caused by her possession.
Ah, then maybe. So you do understand.
That whole yokai business was entirely of her own making.
Now wait a minute. Although, that yokai evidence wasn't there until after she's discovered the crime scene. Did she leave those black feathers and strange tracks there herself? Apollo, let's ask Mayor Tenma about Jinxie's episodes the next time we talk with him.
Well, let's see if we can present something. Like the blackmail letter.
What is that? It's the blackmail letter, but it wasn't sent to Alderman Cubie. It was sent to Mayor Tenma.
And?
Your point being, someone took a letter from the mayor's briefcase and then placed it in the alderman's pocket after he was murdered.
Oh, you don't say.
You wouldn't happen to be the one who made the switch, would you?
After all, you're the only one who knew that the blackmail letter was in his briefcase.
So naturally, perhaps that shot of color will make those scales fall from your eyes. Or my eyes fall from their sockets. Is it possible that you would like to frame me as a potential suspect? What would make you raise such an outrageous allegation in the first place? Well, my only crime is being born as beautiful as you see here. In other words, you have nothing. Now, let me show you what to do with this garbage. You can't destroy evidence like that. What do you mean I can't? I just did. Feel a little lighter now? You've just won a one-way trip to the top of my most annoying people ever list, buddy. Are we done with your silly questions now? I'm a very busy man, you know. I guess that's it for now. Hello, L'Belle speaking. Really? You wish to carry my new product at your store? Oh, but I'm afraid it's my own private brand. It's not available to the public. What? And I shouldn't advertise it on TV? But I don't understand. As the embodiment of beauty, it is my duty to announce my good looks to the world. Stop the bus. I'm getting off. Everyone wants my exclusive Je suis L'Belle brand products. It's the crown jewel of my collection, born of my long, relentless pursuit of beauty. But now that it's become so popular, it's been an absolute nightmare. You don't say. Well, they can't have it. It's just for me. It's not meant for you, peasants. Peasants? This is my latest product. I'm calling it Couleur Me L'Belle, a dazzling hair color that you can wash out with just water. Guess that means you can't sweat. I have 7 colors in all. You can find out more on my commercials and magazine ads. Yet, it's not available to the public. Great sales strategy there, genius. Come to think of it, Mr. L'Belle, your hair color's changed since the last time we met. The little lady has quite the discerning eye. Here's a little sample. Consider it a gift for one who truly appreciates beauty. Apollo, what should I do? Better take it before you get a face full of cologne. Good point. Wow, thanks, Mr. L'Belle. Couleur Me L'Belle added to the court record. Okay, let's head over to the Fox Chamber. We've still got to find the secret mechanism for opening the Forbidden Chamber.
And I'm getting away from you, scumbag. Believe me.